Chris asks, what do you do when you're struggling with self-validation or self-worth? Recently, it's really hard. First of all, I'm really sorry that you've been struggling with this recently, Chris. And I know that you wrote this question a little while ago, but I hope that you are doing better now. What really helped me with my walk in mental health and my self-worth and seeing and learning to love myself. And this is something that I still struggle with every day. I have to remember to do this. I always kind of think back on my inner child, just imagining her and imagining what she needed. And realizing that that inner child that was broken when I was little is still the me now and still deserves that same love that I was looking for when I was little. Especially growing up, if we never had anyone to validate verbally or through action our own worth, that it's very hard to learn how to do that on our own. And what really helped me was to write down a lot of lists of things that I'm responsible for, a lot of lists of people who rely on me, lists of ways that I would like to improve myself, lists of ways that Michael thinks that I can improve on. And those really helped me see a bigger picture of who I am, how I deserve to treat myself and not always beat myself up. Consuming mindset and empowerment content also really helps me to remember and repicture myself in a different light. For example, I don't care who's doing better than me, I'm doing better than I was last year, and it's me versus me. This is another one. If you don't heal from what hurt you, you'll bleed on people who didn't cut you. And that's something I definitely don't want to do. And one of the main motivating factors for me to heal myself and to become healthier is so that I'm not negatively affecting those that I care about. Michael really likes this one. Every day is a new opportunity to become a better version of yourself. Wolfie asks, any tips to stop from self-harming? Now, of course, trigger warning for self-harm. This is really hard, and I'm so sorry, Wolfie, that you are dealing with this. And I know that it's been a struggle for many people, including myself. I think the main thing that made me stop is when I was writing like New Year's goals with Michael. I wouldn't be able to stop myself from doing it. I wrote 3 columns of what we would like each other to do, what we would absolutely not like each other to do, and what would be good for us to do together. Like 1 out of 2 things that he wrote that I absolutely should not do, or something that he would like me to not do, is hurting myself. And I thought like this list would be like, you know, our own desires, like what we expect in the other party, but my makeup. But I guess like just realizing how much care that he has for me and anyone who truly cares and loves for you have for you, I think that really changed my perspective on my self-harm. And also seeing my kids mirror my behavior, I think that's a huge reason I wanted to stop as well. So now, instead of resorting to hurting myself or inflicting pain, I just go to Michael right away and just get hugs. Honestly, that's like the best thing. Or like find the rabbit and just hug the rabbit. Instead of like seeking damage, I'm trying to now seek affirmation, seek encouragement, and seek comfort, and constantly like refreshing my mind and refreshing my behaviors into more positive directions than harmful routes. This is a poem from Michaela Angemere, and it says, "To my inner child, I'm so sorry you never learned how the words 'I love you' were supposed to feel. I'm sorry you were ignored. I'm sorry you were never told you are enough." And like, it makes me think, what would my future self think about the me now? And I wouldn't want her to feel the same way that I feel about my inner child. And that's one of the reasons why I want to break this cycle, because like, it's just gonna continue. Like, it won't stop unless you stop it, and you have the power to stop it, and we have to stop it. I love you! So plant your own gardens and decorate your own soul instead of waiting for someone to bring you flowers. by George Louis Bourget. Kimiko asks, I often feel dumb and isolate myself. I have no friends, and how do I deal with this? Me too. Same. I often feel dumb too, and I often feel like people are dumb and I'm dumb and everything's dumb and I don't want to deal with anything. And I think that's important, like recognizing that feeling and knowing that you need time to yourself is very important. Although taking time away and having that space for introspection is very important, it can become dangerous when we do isolate ourselves because we are cutting ourselves off from social support and care that we could possibly receive from community and from friends and family. I think two things that I like to do whenever I'm having these types of episodes is to, number one, learn how to become my own friend, whether it's caused by self-hate or self-deprecation, or whether it's caused by disappointment of other people. In the end, we might still isolate ourselves and go into a cycle of negativity. And I really have been trying to enjoy myself, but also become someone who I would enjoy to spend time with. The second part of this kind of stems from the first because I really was someone with bad boundaries for a long time. After I became a mother, I became kind of a people pleaser. I didn't really consider my own needs and my own thoughts. Like, my needs would be for everyone else to, you know, be happy or have what they need or whatever, but that's so unhealthy for us. And learning how to make boundaries, communicate them in healthy, gentle, and loving ways, I find always kind of helps me recover or prevent these situations from happening where either I feel like I made stupid mistakes or I'm angry at someone else for acting in a certain way towards me. And I think what you're doing is right. If you are having these emotions, you know, taking a step back and really taking time to think and having space to think is extremely necessary. Maybe journaling will help, maybe making artwork will help. Any kind of like expression of this, whatever's going on in your mind and your heart, will really help. And if you have someone to talk to about it, whether it's a professional counselor or therapist, or if it's a friend or a loved one, externalizing your thoughts and your emotions will sometimes really help you sort out what you've been going through. And I know that you are smart enough. I know that I'm smart enough. I know that we are fully capable of making the right decisions, even if sometimes at that time it doesn't seem like the right thing to do. Philippians 4:13 from the New Testament says, I can endure all things through the power of the one who gives me strength. Another huge part of my journey towards healing is understanding the love that God has for me in his eyes and learning through that relationship every day. And they do say that life doesn't get easier, but you just become stronger. And it's not that the hurt gets smaller, but that you become bigger. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you'd like to leave them down in the comments, or if you have any other questions, you can also leave them down in the comments. I will see you in the next one. Bye.